I'm going to bring you right to the 5-minute mark of this video where he asked this question. This is about the perception if there's a resentment towards Caitlin Clark. And let's listen to what Chiney Ogwumike had to say.
That's what these ladies should be doing when it comes to Caitlin Clark. I want to know, in your opinion, what kind of, what do you believe played a role in some of this stuff? Is it just isolated incidents, or do you concede that there is some resentment towards this young lady?
Can I give you an example? Because
Please.
we're coming off of the NBA draft, right? And AJ DeBonsa goes #1. And
off the rip, she says, "Can I give you an example?" Notice, she didn't answer the question. She did not answer the question. She's immediately deflecting the question. Can I give you an example of what? An example of what? You're avoiding the question. The question was, is there resentment? The resentment comes from the people before her, not the people in the same class with her, maybe except for Angel Reese, and not the people after her. It's the people before her. Let's continue.
And all of these other players are saying, Caleb Wilson, Darren Peterson, all of the players are saying, I'm going to spend my career trying to prove why I deserve being #1.
Okay.
It's very normal in sports for people.
What does that got to do with shit? What does that and the cost of rice in China have to do with the question of, is there resentment against Caitlin Clark? What's the, like, again, is there resentment? That's the question. She's not answering it. She's bringing up the draft and talking about players that got drafted are AJ DeBonsta. Oh, I'm going to spend my time trying to prove you wrong. But that's not resentment. You don't even know what resentment means, Chiney. You went to Stanford. I highly recommend you Google the word and look in Webster's dictionary of what resentment means. They don't resent AJ DeBonsta. Like, they don't resent him. What are you talking about? Like, proving someone wrong and resenting someone are not the same thing.
To try to knock off the top dog, right? Like, it's very normal. But what people don't understand is that, like, I played basketball. I started playing when I was 10. I'm 34. So that's 24 years of me seeing the women's game in real time. When Skylar Diggins came out of Notre Dame and went to the WNBA, she was the it girl. She had the culture. She had Drake giving her kisses at the ESPYs. She had celebrities at her games. And when she entered the WNBA, she got a lot of this same type of treatment.
First of all, Skylar Diggins was not the overall first pick in her draft. Let's start with that. She was not the overall first pick in her draft. She was the 3rd pick in her draft. So how can you jump up on here and say she was the it girl with the culture? She was beautiful. She was that physically beautiful woman who was feminine and was straight. The first pick in that draft was Brittany Griner. The second pick was Elena Delle Donne. And after that, you probably couldn't name another player after. I'll give you some names. Taylor Hill, who? Kelsey Boone, who? Tiana Hawkins, who? Tori Young, who? Kayla Alexander, who? Lashia Clarendon, I know who she is. I don't know who Kelsey Boone is, by the way, but I just like, who? Adia Matthias, who? Kelly Farrett, who? Lindsay Moore, who? These are the 9 picks after Griner, Delle Donne, and Stiggins. Like, those players didn't amount to nothing. Like, Emma Messiman was in this draft. She was drafted in the 2nd round. Nobody in the 3rd round. I don't know that anybody in the 3rd round actually played in the WNBA. I have no idea. I don't really care. But you sitting here telling us that Skylar Diggins had to deal with XYZ? Again, Skylar Diggins was beautiful. Yeah, she had maybe all black men fiending over her and stuff like that. Fine as hell. She was not expected to change the dynamic of the WNBA. And her 2nd year, she averaged 20 points per game. She averaged 8.5 as a rookie. Her 2nd year, And she was terrible as a rookie. 32.8% shooting, 24.4 from three. Her second year, she started all 34 games and averaged 20.1 points. Yeah. So, and 5 assists. She was never on Caitlin Clark's level as a player. Skylar Diggins was never on Caitlin Clark's level as a player. So the fact she brings up Skylar Diggins, I think is funny. But she's avoided the question. Let's continue.
Toughness, because a lot of players look at her and they're like, you know what? They say that you are gonna, bring some energy. Like, I'm competitive enough to want to challenge you. Things were not easy for Skylar. And I say this because I know Skylar like a sister. There are many instances. My big mentor is Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie took a lot of smoke and she also dished it back as well. Right. And I think like every player that takes smoke has the right to dish it back and to defend themselves in circumstances.
What smoke did Lisa Leslie take? I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Lisa Leslie was part of the original players in the WNBA. What are you talking about? I watched them. You're 34. I'm 48. I was 21 years old when Lisa Leslie started playing in the WNBA. Or 22, something like that. What year? Lisa Leslie's only 5 years older than I am, for Christ's sakes. Lisa Leslie was a youngster. She wasn't old. She was one of the first WNBA players. What are you talking about? She took a lot of from whom? There were no old heads to give her smoke. She was part of the original WNBA. Like these comparisons that Chiney Ogwumike is making are just off the cuff. They're ridiculous. They're not real.
And so when we fast forward to today and I look at this, it's not foreign to me to see someone that is in a top position be challenged consistently and forced to like maybe add more muscle, to level up, to have teammates that back them up. This is something that I see in multiple instances in sport, in women's basketball, also as someone that studies the NBA. And I want to lastly say this, like, we have these positions and I try my best to be like, analytical and fair and speak to many perspectives. I know Caitlin and Caitlin loves hoops.
Come on now. Come on now. Are you serious? Are you seriously trying to tell me you're fair? You're fair? Fair. You, the one who has never said anything to defend Caitlin Clark. You know her. Oh my God. She's competitive. She's getting the shit kicked out of her in every game. And you're the same one that says she flops her head. She gets the shit kicked out of her in every game. What are you talking about?
And she understands the nature of what she signed up for. I know Alyssa Thomas. I played with them. These are all players that are just trying to go out there and do their job.
Who gives a shit if you play with Alyssa Thomas? You know Alyssa Thomas. Who cares? Alyssa Thomas is one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. She's one of the dirtiest players in the league. She's dirty. She plays dirty basketball. Because she lacks physical ability to do certain things, she has to muscle people and bang people out the way. Yeah, that's how she plays. And it can be dirty. And a lot of times it is dirty. And the play she committed on Caitlin Clark was dirty. It remains dirty. And you defended it. Caitlin Clark didn't sign up to have a fist pushed into her throat. No one signed up for that. She could go do bare knuckle fighting if she wants to have a fist put in her throat. She could go become an MMA fighter. She wants to have a fist put in her throat.
And so it's sometimes tough when like the players become figures when in reality, all of us just want to focus on the game at hand and move on. And so like having the historical experience of knowing these instances where people have been challenged makes me realize that this is not necessarily foreign, but a lot of new fans probably don't understand that.
Shut the fuck up. You know what? I'm so sick of this bullshit about new fans. Girl, I've been watching basketball since before you were in your fucking daddy's nutsack and in your mama's egg. I've been watching basketball since before you were even a thought. You weren't even thought of when I was watching basketball. So this whole thing about new basketball fans, fuck out of here. I'm so sick of these stupid, self-righteous, fucking condescending, sarcastic motherfuckers trying to come at you at people who are now watching the WNBA and say, "Oh, the new fans, you don't really understand." What are you talking about? I watched the NBA. I watched the NBA where real physical basketball took place in the freaking 90s, where people were getting their heads taken off. Okay? They changed rules. They changed rules. And your league, the WNBA, still abides by those types of rules, largely because the skill level's so poor. The skill level in the WNBA remains terrible overall. There are very few people that are highly skilled, i.e., Alyssa Thomas is not highly skilled. She's a brute bully. And that's fine. I'm not even mad at it. It's when you do the dirty shit that becomes a problem. You can be as physical as it gets, as long as you don't cross the line of being dirty. Like all the rules now where you move your arms and your elbow hits somebody and people say that's dirty. No, that's not dirty. That shouldn't even be called a foul, to be honest. It's the stuff that she did on Angel Reese, where Angel Reese was parallel to the ground when she freaking choke slammed her ass. It's the day before this game where she throws an elbow at Caitlin Clark's face. And if Caitlin Clark hadn't have moved her head, it would have cracked her in the mouth. And then Alyssa Thomas smiled. We all saw it. Why don't you call it out, Chiney? Oh, that means actually criticizing your friends. Because in the WNBA, they won't criticize their friends. They will not do it. They won't criticize their friends or the people that they associate with. But they'll criticize the ones that they don't associate with, i.e., the Caitlin Clarks of the world. So, as you like that whole thing about the new fans, you can miss me with that garbage. Because you've not seen players get physically taken to the coals the way they've taken Caitlin Clark to the coals. She's been the recipient of more dirty plays, not basketball plays, dirty plays than anybody in the league over the last 2.5 years. We've all seen it. It's not hard to watch. We've seen it. I watched the game tonight. I watch games every day pretty much. I watch games pretty much every day. And you don't see anybody catching the shit she catches. Not even close. While at the same time, she's 11th in votes received by her colleagues. Make that make sense. And at the end of the day, you didn't actually answer the question. The question was very simple. Is there resentment? It's a yes or no question. It does not need a 2.5-minute response to circle the question so that people forgot you even got asked the question. And Stephen A. Smith disappoints me because he does not follow up and then ask you the same question again. Is there resentment? You goddamn right there is.